we're trying to get to the bottom of how the scheme worked.
Tonight, News 5 Investigates uncovers how one man was able to extort tens of thousands of dollars from business owners by claiming to be a disability advocate. How he did it and how he got caught. Thanks for joining us. He used the Americans with Disabilities Act to make money, and now this man and his attorney and third-party law firm are in major trouble.
Now, last year, Chief Investigative Reporter Eric Ross uncovered an elaborate scheme to extort money from local business owners. One case went to federal court. Eric is back in studio tonight with a follow-up and a bombshell ruling here, Eric.
That's right, Rob. Good evening. It's a ruling that could put this man behind bars. Terrell Frederick calls himself a disability advocate. Over a 2-week time period, we found he filed 43 lawsuits against Colorado Springs businesses, alleging they were not complying with ADA laws. But his story quickly unraveled when it came time to prove his case in court. In several ADA lawsuits Terrell Frederick filed, he claimed businesses discriminated against him and his family because the doors took more than 5 pounds of force to open. But the professional cyclist with no disability had no issue opening his apartment door. Can we talk to you about the lawsuits that you filed?
Nope, actually don't want to.
He then shut the door and refused to answer any of our questions.
Basically, this thing is a scam.
7 days after suing Panda Express, Frederick's attorney sent a letter demanding $2,750 to drop the lawsuit. In multiple cases we reviewed, Frederick and his attorney would file identical lawsuits and then demand thousands of dollars to settle without ever asking for the business to correct the alleged violation, if one really existed.
Their practice was to file these cases if they got a quick settlement, $3,000, $5,000, which would be less than it would cost the business to hire a lawyer. They got their money. If a lawyer appeared and actually started defending the case, they would just move to dismiss the case and walk away. And so what that tells me is they weren't after enforcing any ADA violations. It was just about the money.
And in 2/3 of the cases Frederick filed, the business owners fell into the trap. Under the law, a monetary award cannot be issued from an ADA lawsuit. A judge can only order the alleged violation be fixed. The attorneys behind these cases knew that and banked on getting businesses to settle.
Well, they're not ADA advocates. They're advocates for making money off of the ADA. And the individuals are sometimes not disabled themselves.
Congressman Ted Poe has drafted federal legislation to close what he calls a loophole in the law, allowing anyone to file lawsuits against businesses for ADA violations which may or may not exist. House Bill 620 has already passed the House, and if ultimately approved, would require anyone filing an ADA-related lawsuit to give the business owner notice of the violation first and then time to correct it.
Small businesses don't have the money to fight the lawsuit in court, so most of them pay the shakedown to the attorney.
A deposition transcript News 5 Investigates obtained paints a clear picture of how the scheme went down. For every case Frederick filed, he would get $50. His attorney, Jeff Emberton, would get $100. Then the money from the settlement agreements, which ranged from $2,500 to $7,500, went to a law firm called Litigation Management Services, or Litman.
It's safe to say, certainly for lawyers who signed up for this scheme, they're not rocket scientists. I mean, any lawyer who would let somebody else use his law license and sign his name to pleadings that he nominally is responsible for $100 a case, in my opinion, deserved to have his license revoked.
When it came time for court, Frederick and his attorney violated a magistrate judge's orders to provide documentation to prove their case. Magistrate Judge Kathleen Tafoya said the plaintiff and his counsel disobeyed court orders and wasted valuable resources. She ordered the plaintiffs to pay for the defendant's attorney's fees and took things a step farther, recommending the district court judge hold Frederick, attorney Jeff Emberton, and Litigation Management Services in contempt of court. Emberton could lose his license to practice law. Judge Tafoya also recommended the district court consider banning any future lawsuits from Litman without prior approval from the court, and even goes as far as recommending jail time for the plaintiffs. And we have been attempting to reach Frederick's attorney, Jeff Emberton, since last year. His business address, however, is listed as a P.O. box, and our emails and messages have not been returned. We also did reach out to Litigation Management Services for comments, but Rob and Elizabeth, shocker, no response.
Wow. And the judge in this case clearly did not buy the advocacy argument. And in the course of your year-long investigation, you spoke with advocacy centers who actually care about this. What's their take on these cases?
Well, they say it is certainly alarming when they hear that one person is responsible for filing dozens and in some cases hundreds of lawsuits. These are not ADA advocates. They're technically cowards who found a loophole in the law, file these lawsuits, and then go hide in a corner when you want to talk to them about their so-called advocacy. So definitely concerning, and hopefully we've put a stop to this.
Yeah, that clear sign of how they think about what they do by not answering your questions.
Right.
Absolutely.
Eric, thank you. And if you have a story idea or problem you would like Eric to look into, call our tip line 719-228-6275 or send an email to news5investigates@koaa.com.